When it comes to Christmas, oftentimes it brings in the idea of the unfortunate, those who won't be able to have much of a Merry Christmas. It ranges from the old, the young, the sick, the meek, the rich, and the poor. One special that definitely comes to mind that captures this in one of the strongest manners is A Chipmunk Christmas. It was definitely one I feel goes under the radar in terms of specials around this time of year. You got typical stuff like Charlie Brown, Rankin Bass, and the like, but Chipmunk sadly gets the short end of the stick. One person I know who's a strong connoisseur of Chipmunk media is my bro Toonrific Tariq.
Alright man, I'm ready. What pre-analysis banter do you have planned for us?
I don't know. I was expecting you to lead us into Chipmunks since your recent rendezvous with them.
Oh shit, look, I made those, son. Alright, here we go. Just play the beat. So anybody that knows anything about me and my videos knows how much love I got for Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. There's hours worth of Chipmunks content that goes untalked about. Like that one time they were baby puppets and Alvin was a superhero. I don't know, maybe I never really actually watched this, but man's right. A Chipmunk Christmas, not directed by Chuck Jones, that's weird, definitely goes unnoticed. So much so that I made a passive-aggressive joke about it in last year's video.
I'm talking Christmas stuff out the yin-yang. The holliest of jollies, as strong as Santa eating 10 pounds of cookies. Yes, we'll be looking at the special to end all specials.
Oh, you're talking about that Chipmunk special from the 70s? That one where Alvin gets that little white boy his harmonica? Why the hell would you talk about that? I wouldn't even talk about that.
Funny how life comes full circle like that, huh? Wait, hold on. Let me stop the beat. Now you talk.
Yeah, like how when Christmas rolls around, you see all these classic basic traditions, decorating the house, putting up the tree, and just as well watching specials. But the Chipmunk Christmas is the one that falls to the wayside. I only managed to catch this once on TV and never saw it airing after that, which begs the question, why?
Money.
Well, considering the Bag of Syrians pensions for sending bullshit copyright claims, I wouldn't put it past them.
Where's me money?
Where's me money?
But I think it goes a little deeper than that. Around the time I saw it, the Chipmunks weren't at the peak of annoyance people had with them. The live action movies that released certainly wore some nerves and most likely soured people's taste for the Chipmunks. So it's very possible that once that happened, it resulted in channels not wanting to deal with them. But as a wise man once said,
Don't quote me, boy, cause I ain't said shit.
But I definitely do think a Chipmunk Christmas is something that deserves the time of day, so I'd say we definitely should be giving it a look.
Wait, hold on. Before we start, I want to say that
So A Chipmunk Christmas puts the spotlight on Alvin, like you do, but it adds a nice spin to things. It's the holidays and Alvin and his brothers have to record.
Christmas time is near.
Granted, it's the song they've recorded long before that actually made them famous, but you know, remasters and gets you some extra coin, I think. So the boys go window shopping before their session. Alvin overhears a girl talking about her brother who's deathly sick, wanting a gold harmonica. Alvin, in an act of selflessness, gives the boy his only gold harmonica, but this creates a problem since Dave booked him to play a harmonica solo at Carnegie Hall. Alvin, afraid to tell Dave, hides the fact or struggles to confess what had happened, so this special definitely gives us a very different Chipmunks cast here. This would be the first time we get Alvin acting in a selfless manner and for a good cause.
this special was the first animated thing that Ross Jr. and his wife Janice produced after Ross Sr. passed in 1972. I always felt like their run with the characters was when they actually started to showcase signs of individuality and complex character traits. The Alvin we see here might be the kindest he's ever been before or since. He doesn't have his sly nature from the 80s and 90s, and he's not a wild animal with no regard for others like in the Alvin show. He genuinely cares about little Tommy and what he's going through. When he tries to shake it off, he can't. We see it in his body language here.
Try it again.
We've been good, but we
Hold it, Alvin.
Alvin gets stressed a lot through the years with his selfishness, but it pretty much just doesn't exist here. Dave here is probably the most timid he's ever been. If Alvin would have gave his harmonica away in the 60s, Boat Shoes Dave over here probably would have body slammed his little ass. But this Dave, I don't know. he's a lot less Alvin. He's more just like Alvin. I think that kind of makes it a little hard to understand why Alvin wouldn't just tell him that he gave his harmonica away. I feel like this Dave would have understood.
It definitely feels like the rest of the mainstay characters aren't given too much agency here. Simon and Theodore aren't fully defined or being reinvented here like Alvin is. They're still played as Alvin's sidekicks. They're not fully given their proper characterizations that they would have in the later 80s series, with Simon being the smart one and Theodore just kind of being the fat dumb one. I mean, sure, they kind of keep a little bit of Theodore being a goofball or just not that wise, but it's still like they're feeling things out. A thing of note with what Tariq was saying with Dave is he's more approachable here. Simon and Theodore could approach Dave and help Alvin out, but they ultimately fail by not choosing their words wisely.
And just what is this talk about money?
Well, you see, Dave, Alvin's just gotta get some money.
I see. And just what does Alvin need money for?
For an operation. Well, actually, Dave, Alvin wants to buy a present.
Well, that's different. And who is this present for?
It's for himself.
It does play into the fact that the characters weren't coming into their own just yet with the 1983 series just on the horizon. This ended up being the first time Alvin, Simon, and Theodore were voiced by someone other than Ross Sr., with Alvin and Simon being voiced by Ross Jr. and Theo being Janice Carmen. You do get a hint that they were definitely feeling out the roles since it was new territory to them. The performance had that just getting used to this feel to it.
Boy, Alvin, I can't believe you gave your harmonica away. Me either, but I just knew it would make Tommy feel better. Did you tell Dave? I can't tell Dave. Dave gave me that harmonica.
The designs have that Chuck Jones swag to them, my second least favorite Tom and Jerry era, you know the vibes. If you look at the evolution of these characters from the 60s to the 80s, these designs fit somewhere right in the middle. Simon still has his signature egg-shaped head, Alvin's still the shortest, Theodore's fat, fuck, I don't know. They give them these freckles too, I always thought that was a nice touch. Oh yeah, and Alvin keeps taking his hat off in this one. I never realized how often he does it here, but this shit ain't normal. I better be glad I ain't take mine off, shit.
Oh, your highness, be sure it's not that noticeable.
The animation work and backgrounds are all really nice. They do a lot of great things visually.
The best thing about this special is its use of colors. It utilizes a lot of gold lighting to give it a very warm and welcoming vibe. It creates a cozy atmosphere that feels reminiscent of when you could just be at home and relax with a good cup of joe. It's what makes this special shine through in terms of its design philosophy. Honestly, I do think it's something that helped inspire the Chipmunk Adventure movie that came out later on, because it does kind of utilize a bit of that softer palette.
One of my favorite shots is the three of them on that skateboard going down the railing. And Santa Alvin's pretty cute. I definitely protect him at all costs.
Ew, my nigga, did you just call another man cute?
Stop following me! God damn. This ain't even my house!
Yo, Tariq, you think they know niggas fuck with the Chipmunks music?
Like, niggas or niggas?
Niggas.
Ah, no. When the special started, I was singing right along to all of these. There's a lot more songs in the first half than I remember. We're definitely not in Monster Out in You territory yet, but it's the Chipmunks, so you already know there's finna be some bops.
The special uses a lot of classic tracks. The songs play into the atmosphere and allow for a great sense of tone to what's happening, but also just plain invoke that Christmas feeling.
Got the Christmas feeling. I'll take it everywhere I go.
I wonder what a Chipmunk version of that would sound like. They're just some things that did not need to be made.
Let's read off this track list. There's a lot of OGs up here. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Chipmunk. Jingle Bells. Huh? Wait, they deadass just called it Chipmunk Jingle Bells? They ain't even do nothing new. Alvin just like drops a couple ad-libs. Why would they? Suck my dick.
You know, it's definitely missing a very important song though.
Eh? What song is that?
But it's Christmas, Becky!
You gotta get over me, Josh.
But seriously, there's an oldie from them that plays at the beginning called A Wonderful Day. It just sets the tone so perfectly and such a nice bop. As you can tell, we're not really going to play these songs for you because we don't want to get our wallets plunged. There's the harmonica solo of A Silent Night, which gives this special such a good feeling of Christmas cheer, especially when you look at the overall message of doing the right thing. It also adds to the more calming feeling of the special by giving it a sense that everything is right in the world, playing more into that Christmas message. It just adds a nice sense of harmony to it all with the great warm atmosphere and the general tone the Bagdasarians were going for. This type of thing would even be showcased in later renditions of the Chipmunks like Chipmunk Adventure, making this a fairly potent special for the Chipmunks' history.
When the show came back in the 80s, they mostly did a lot of covers. Girls Just Want to Have Fun, For the Longest Time, Beat It. You beat it! Even that Girls of Rock and Roll song from the film was a cover of a completely different song from a different film that no one saw. You get an original every once in a while. You get a She's Alright, We're So Glad It's You, Off to See the World, but they were all kind of scattered. Fast forward to now, where they pretty much do nothing but original records. They just hop in their montage bag every single time. The same Phineas and Ferb. We ain't getting no awkward downward facing shots with a group of kids singing about the backyard hodgepodge. That just ain't their body. Alright, man. Short video. Just tell me a joke. Tell me a joke before the AMV.
Oh, America?
Working on Christmas vacation, it's criminal.
Alvin!
You're the best harmonicas in the whole world.
Tommy will just die if he doesn't get his harmonica.
You won first prize, the Golden Echo Harmonica. Money, I need money.
And just what does Alvin need money for? Alvin, I owe you an apology. That was a wonderful thing you did for Tommy.
Making children happy is your job. I guess I'm just an old homebody.
The Chipmunks are a commodity that somehow withstood the test of time. From the 60s to the 80s to the 2000s and the 2010s, they still managed to have some form of relevance. The special isn't perfect by any means, but it's special.
You suck!
I tried, damn it. It marked a change in the character philosophy of the Chipmunks and Dave and what their music would be like moving forward. But it also brings a feeling of a good Christmas you may have had where maybe you did something truly special for someone. Or someone did something special for you. It brought me back to a time that felt simpler on a rewatch and got me to appreciate the people that are there for me even when the times are tough. I grew up with Chipmunks since I was a kid, through the good times and the bad. They may have been something that were on top of the world at one point but are now just coasting on by, but they still carry a tune that we all can listen to and sometimes maybe even need to.
These characters have seen countless designs, revamps, reimaginings. If you look at two different decades, you can't find two where they look or sound exactly the same. And while that can be troublesome for some, I kind of find it a bit comforting. A Chipmunk Christmas showcases a version of these characters that we've never seen before. Some may like it, some may not, but it somehow manages to stay true to them while still being different. There's a nice little element of not exactly knowing what you're gonna get with these three, but you know that they're always gonna be themselves. Alvin may be more selfish here or more caring there, but he's still Alvin. Simon may be precise here and sarcastic there, but he's still Simon. And Theodore, the nigga always finna be fat, don't worry. And I guess that's kind of how I feel about Christmas, right? I mean, I went with celebrating it with family, to friends, to talking about specials online. These videos have given me a new lens. I look at these specials differently now. I take them in differently. I see things that I've never seen before. But really, when I look close enough, I see that they're exactly how I left them. They're still fun, they're still funny, and they remind me of a time that I love, that I shared with people that I loved. Sometimes it's just really, really nice to know that everything stays right where you left it, for better or for worse. But that's just a thought.
Nigga really just stole my line.